know, Harry?
Professor Dumbledore! I thought you'd been suspended.
Lucius Malfoy had threatened to curse the board if they didn't remove me, but they decided to stand up to him. Now that the heir is gone and the basilisk is destroyed, they know Hagrid is innocent too. He'll be back in his hut soon.
What about Lucius Malfoy? Will he cause any more trouble?
I doubt it. We can assume it was him who got the diary to Ginny. He daren't do it again unless he wants the Ministry of Magic after him.
About Professor Lockhart, I'm afraid he's lost his memory.
Oh dear. What will he think about now that he can't think about himself?
Just don't give his job to Professor Snape. He's too, valuable as a potions teacher.
You've all performed brilliantly. It must have been a terrible experience.
It was. We spent much more time in the girls' bathroom than I would have liked.
Being petrified was awful, but I learned a great deal from it. I'm going to write a paper about it for extra credit.
When you've got your friends to help you, you can accomplish anything, and nothing is too awful. Well, almost nothing. Looking like Goyle came close.
There's a banquet waiting for you downstairs. What do you propose for the first toast?
To friendship.
Loyalty.
And courage, but to friendship most of all.
Hello people out there, this is Michael the 2.5 Stooges, and this is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets playthrough part 9!
The rest of the final term passed in a haze of blazing sunshine. Hogwarts was back to normal with only a few small differences. Defense against the dark arts classes were cancelled, and Lucius Malfoy had been sacked as a school guard. Draco was no longer sputtering around the school as though he owned the place. On the contrary, he looked resentful and soft. On the other hand, Ginny Weasley was perfectly happy.
This is our last day at Hogwarts.
Yeah. The only thing left to do is the house cup ceremony in the Great Hall.
If you have anything you want to do at Hogwarts, you'd better do it before you go to the house cup ceremony.
So, I could swear they just ripped that cutscene dialogue audio narration thing from the audiobook of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, because that was the exact lines by the exact narrator. Anyway, could I have said that intro, hello people out there thing, any faster? I really should learn to slow down. So anyway, alright, going outside, first thing. Hello Fred and George. I have 2,000 beans right now, I might as well do something with them.
2001. Best model available to the general public.
Yes.
You are a most discerning shopper, Harry. Sorry, old friend. I'm out of stock right now. Come back later.
Imagine if you could buy 2 broomsticks from Fred. Okay.
I have Quidditch armor, just like the chubby cannons wear.
Alright, thanks for that. Wow, bouncing off the camera.
Purchase, Harry.
Or almost bounced off the camera anyway.
I haven't got anything to sell you at the moment.
Yeah.
I haven't got anything to sell you at the moment.
So, the Quidditch League. It is simple. There are 6 matches. You start with one, then when you win one, you go to the other, and when you win the one, you go to the next, and all the way until the last one. I actually think you can play the first 5 in any order, if you have them all unlocked but unbeaten. But you do need to win the first 5 until you play the 6th.
The pitch is ready, the bottles are polished, the bludgers are humming, let's play Quidditch!
Thank you for that lead, Jordan. So, Quidditch is pretty simple, and the games are pretty similar every time, except for when you're playing Malfoy, he does a lot of trash talking, and it's kind of amusing. So you go and knock around the opposing seeker like you did in the practice match, and you watch the score in the upper right as your teammates get clobbered, and when the yellow bar at the bottom right of the screen is full, then you can go and grab the snitch, but you gotta wait until the opposing seeker is kind of far away, because he will interfere with you and... Alright, come on, grab the snitch already. You, go away. Yellow, go away. So all these Quidditch matches are pretty much the same, so after this one I think I will just be speeding up and doing stuff to the rest of them. Yay! You're a little too excited about that lead, Jordan. So, with that, time to speed up the video and turn up the music. Okay, so those the first 5 matches are beaten now. It's time for the 6th one.
It's a great day Quidditch match. The whole season has been pointing towards today's Quidditch match between these two traditional rivals. The pitch is ready, the quaffles are polished, the bludgers are humming. Let's play Quidditch.
Okay. Fun with the camera. And a little bit of lag. Yeah, that thing, the purple thing flying behind me. Malfoy! You with the trash talking. And someone scored and someone's not happy about that. Yeah, Malfoy. Alright, time to do a complete knockoff the movie. If you read Quidditch Through the Ages, the snitches actually programmed, so to say, to not do this. I don't know where they got the idea in the movie to do that. Because if you read Quidditch Through the Ages, the snitches sort of enchanted to not leave the boundaries of the pitch, which would be the main part of the playing field, and that was relatively quick.
That's it, wizards and witches. The season's over, and Gryffindor takes the Quidditch Cup this year.
I like how big Hagrid is. Yeah, apparently, according to Quidditch Through the Ages, in some long time ago, the snitch went out into the woods around the pitch and never came back, and the matches dragged on for quite a long time before they just called it off or something like that. I don't remember entirely. Anyway, let's see. You will also notice that if you're paying attention to the score, the other team will always outscore you by a lot. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but that is because the amount of house points you win in a Quidditch match is determined by the amount of points you are ahead of, by the amount of points the winner is ahead of the loser. So, alright, climb up onto the stump already. I guess the game designers decided that 1,100 and something points from the spell challenges was enough and they didn't need any more obscene numbers from the Quidditch matches. And the snitch is worth 150 points in a game of Quidditch, so the other team is going to have to outscore you by kind of a lot if you want to have a reasonable amount of house points when you win. Alright, so, yeah, those pigs over there, making funny noises, and you can cast Word December at them, I don't know why. I guess the game designers were just in a funny mood when they made the pigs or something like that, or, I don't know. So, enough of that. That's another wizard card that was on top of that stump over there back by the pigs. Let's see. Where to go next? How about that treasure chest over there? Also, the secret that you get opened by casting Alohomora on the two banners of the Quidditch pitch. If you get that when you've already opened it up at night, I'll show you now. It still counts as a secret, but instead of a wizard card, there's just a bean inside. So yeah. Yeah, 4 whole beans you get from smacking that statue thing there. This thing, okay. So I think I pointed this out earlier, but I didn't do anything with it because I kind of can't because there's no Diffindo when I came through here. Yay, another wizard card. Okay, so stop walking into the purple stuff because that's really not very good for your health. Alright, so once another's done eating, you can pick him up and throw him back in his plumbing. As always, although I didn't hear the plumbing go off that time. Yeah, okay, so I think I did get all these stuff in, by the greenhouses already, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I did.
Here's the greenhouse. It's always so warm in here.
Oh, no, I didn't. It's a good thing I checked. And see, I know I got stuff behind the greenhouses because that's messing around with the gnome and stuff like that. Yeah, I remember doing that. Where else? I really should just, like, skip around with the video editing and stuff like that to make this go a little faster because a 40-minute video is kind of a long time to be sitting here and talking to myself. Let's see. This area here, same as the other one that I pointed out. If you already opened it in Hogwarts Night, then you will get a bean instead of a wizard card, so... And it works the other way too. If you get whatever's in the secret in the day and then come back at Hogwarts Night, whatever's gonna... whatever wizard card you get there will be... thing... A bean, yeah. So yeah, I don't exactly know why, but after you finish the game, it seems any wizard cards that you get, I mentioned this already, any wizard cards that you don't get, rather, the salespeople will have, and you can just buy them instead of having to go around and find them around the school, which is kind of dumb. I don't know, maybe, I don't know why. So yeah, here's another thing. Oh, and it doesn't appear to get anything from casting Alohomora on that bird that's flying around up there, unlike in the Spongify challenge. That was so weird. You can just cast Alohomora on a bird that's flying around inside the building, and you'll get a secret thing. Anyway, alright, so... Stuff. No, I wouldn't. So if you're wondering what, all the way back in like part 1, what I meant about the sundial, being different between night and day, yeah, that's just showing you right now. The sundial is a lot smaller in the day. That was some really big, like, failure of details on EA Games' part. Again, Elite Human pointed that out to me, so thank you, Elite Human. I was actually gonna point that out as soon as it came out here in the day in the first place, around the time of, I think Quidditch practice with Wood, but I just forgot. So, that's it for outside. Alright. So now, yeah, how about I do dueling first? Yes, the Dueling League, like the Quidditch League. But really, unlike the Quidditch League, it's really not the same in every single duel, except for different colored opponents. Halfway through, the stage will have, like, gimmicks and stuff that you gotta work around, and it's kind of interesting, but I think I'm going to be speeding through that anyway, because that would take a long time and could probably be its own video. So, the opponents do get harder. Is it just me or is there some lag? This guy here is really easy. By the time you get to the 10th guy, I think it is, you'll be spending a lot of time just countering his attacks and dodging his counters to your attacks and stuff like that, and yeah. So, alright. That's just one random duel. Yeah, speed up the video and turn up the music and fun. Okay, so, might as well just go and show the last guy here. He wants 200 beans. Yeah, so you do get beans back when you win. So, like, you both put 200 beans in the jar, and then the winner gets all. So that is a good way to get beans if you really want some. I don't know why you would, because there are plenty of beans in the game already, and there's really not that much to do with it. So anyway, you can see immediately the stage here is a lot smaller. Is this lag? Be quiet, Snape. Yeah, be quiet, Snape. So the probably easier thing to do here is counter this guy's attacks. Ouch, because there really isn't that much space to dodge. Or you can probably just yeah. Alright, come on, stop being annoying. Come on, just get hit already, I don't have all day. Thank you! What are you talking about, Nate? That's awesome. So, whoa, so for the Dueling League, unlike the Quidditch League, when you get to number 1, there is no celebration, cutscene thing, there's just your name on the board here next to the Great Hall. It says you're number 1 and not number 11 or whatever. Yeah. That's that. Secrets. Alamora, this thing. It's all on the wall. There's beans and there's a chest and there was stuff like that. Well, I got a lot of beans from the Quidditch League. Or dueling. Yeah. I really should go eat lunch. Random thought. So, down in the dungeons... Nah, hang on. This thing here. Another 8 beans. Right before dungeons. I don't know if I mentioned this already, those suits of armor are a good place to practice another glitch that you will be using if you want infinite Bertie Bott's beans quickly. I have uploaded an entire video about that, so it's kind of got some instructions on how to do that in that video, and I don't feel like explaining how you have to stand exactly in the same place and you have to be careful not to hit the 1-2 armor. Although I kind of just did, but yeah. So anyway, this secret here. Alright, so you need Diffindo and Scourgify. It's Scourge. I keep calling it Scourgify. That's because that's what it was in the books. Alright, so another key to that one challenge place area that Nearly Headless Nick was talking about. Yeah, down in the dungeons. This hole in the wall here, you can cast Alamora at it. You can cast Spongify, that tile thing there. And you can go and bounce and miss a whole lot of beans. And up here, I don't believe there's a wizard card, but I'm not sure. I should count how many times I've said I'm not sure in this playthrough. It's been a lot. Yeah, more things that I'm not sure about. How many times I've said I'm not sure. Ha ha ha, that's not funny. So stop bouncing around, Harry. And when you're done with that, there's a secret in Snape's classroom that's got a wizard card in it, but I think I've already been there. This thing, Scourge, Gargoyle, Diffindo, and guess what? A wizard card. So that's that. Let's see. There's another secret with a wizard card further down this hallway here. I don't think you can go back into the Slytherin common room because, and even if you could, you'd still be Harry, which would, oops. hitting the spacebar accidentally, which would kind of be a problem with the Slytherin kids. Alright, a few beans and suits of armor here. Professor Snape. I'm allowed to go through the dungeons, thank you very much, Professor. Okay, so there it's another treasure chest, a lot of random treasure chests with nothing but beans in it. And you can go and illuminate this hole in the ground, which will give you some... I thought I cleaned that up already, maybe I missed. You can clean up that green stuff there and come through here, and there is... yeah, one of those things. I'm gonna have no voice by the end of today, because I plan on finishing commentating the rest of this game today, so I can start recording something else soon. It's pretty much the first day of my summer vacation right now, so... I probably shouldn't exactly be in a hurry, but I don't know. Okay, so this mirror here, that I was, like, trying to do fun perspective rendering game graphic stuff with earlier, a few parts ago. There are a few more beans in here. No wizard card. And let's see. Be quiet. So yeah, this witch thing here, you can hit her 3-4 times. I want to say this same statue appeared in Sorcerer's Stone, but I don't know where. It appeared elsewhere in the game, like in this, like in the Scourge Challenge. About a big swinging platform door thing. Another secret, and this one does have a wizard card on it. Seems like the places that you can get to later in the game have more wizard cards than the ones you can find earlier in the game. Like, you know the mirror that you just cast Alhambra at? You can get that as soon as you get into Hogwarts, but there's nothing in it, and I don't know, once you get to the places with Scourge and Diffindo and stuff like that, then that's when you start getting a lot of wizard cards from stuff. Oh, this one though you can get as soon as you get into Hogwarts, which does mean that you can get a silver wizard card before Nearly Headless Nick introduces them, which is kind of funny. So, up at the top of the Gryffindor common room. Yeah, stairs.
There's the portrait of the Gryffindor common room. It's good to see you again, Harry.
Yeah. Oh, so anyway, this, you know, maybe I shouldn't have said that the places that you can get lit to later in the game have, more secret areas than, places you can find earlier in the game, because that's another wizard card that you can find as soon as you get up to the Gryffindor common room at the beginning of the game. So, oh hey, it's Percy! Yeah, so you can do that with Diffindo. That... nobody cared! What? Did I say anything, Percy? No. What was I thinking? Where was I? I don't remember. Oh yes, that's you there in the... No. With the Flipendo thing and the ceiling, that kind of took me a while to find. I don't exactly know what I was doing, that just caused me to look up in that loft and look for something that I can cast spells at. I don't know, that was a pretty well hidden secret. So there's also the Gryffindor Common Room challenge that I will be covering, but I think later, maybe in the next part after I get the rest of the secrets in regular Hogwarts. I don't even know why the Gryffindor Common Room challenge was left out of the game. Maybe it was intentionally hidden with the bug things, so you could have something to, oh hey, I found something in debug mode that's actually significant, not just a random glitched portrait of the fat lady that you can actually find above the entrance to the Gryffindor Common Room. Yeah! Yeah, there is one of those, I don't know what stuff. So at the top of the grand staircase, I might as well start about at the top here and work down. Behind that thing there was stuff. and a few more beans that you can find. And further down here is like a statue of St. Anthony or something like that. I don't know, that's always what I imagine it to be. Statue of some saint or something. So here, these pictures on the wall you can cast spells at, and when you get all 4 of them, then that will open. Yeah, and inside it is another wizard card. So yeah, there are a lot of wizard cards and secrets that you can get immediately getting to the area with them, not just stuff they have to use spells that you'll learn later on. Yeah, here's another one. Just Lumos, and up here is another bronze wizard card, and nothing new. And here, if you jump in, there's another one of those jumpy tile things. If you jump on it, then that thing in the ceiling will open, and it's another wizard card there, and that's another wizard card there, and I'm just saying wizard cards so many times today. Okay, yeah, I made it. Don't always make that, but anyway. So that's it for the 4th floor. Hello, Madam Pomfrey. Yeah, that has nothing to do with all the spiders running away from the basilisk or anything, no. So, here, on the landing, you can find this stuff, and you can find this stuff, and then you can find something that will make Harry's face through a solid piece of wood, which is kind of funny. I think I've seen Harry get thrown all the way down to the bottom of the grand staircase before, which is kind of funny. I don't know if he loses health over that or not. He would lose health if the cutscene ends before he lands, because you don't take damage during cutscenes, which is kind of funny. So, 3rd floor. Let's see. That's the entrance to Dumbledore's office, but you can't go there again, for some reason or another. Yay, way to glitch with the graphics there. Harry was momentarily standing on top of absolutely nothing at all. So, wow, it looked like the gnome was coming out of the chest for a minute. Yeah, you can actually find the gnome, it's kind of funny, before Lockhart introduces it in the Rick December challenge. I don't know if that was accidental or if the game designers didn't really care or anything. Yeah. Inside Lockhart's classroom, you can find a bunch of stuff with the suit of armor and that multiple use treasure chests and stuff, and there's a bunch of just random stuff that you can knock over for beans. Up there, you might be curious about that, but there's actually, when you cast Lepindo out of it, it knocks spiders out of that thing, so if you don't like spiders, you may not want to do that, even though spiders don't do anything to you. Whoa. Physics is fun. Yeah. So, I'm being way too obsessive about collecting every single bean here. Anyway, in here is another wizard card. And one of these days I'm gonna get the last one there is to find and get to 50, which will be the last level up for Harry. Anyway, up here, it's another Easter egg thing. There's, I think, 37 beans up here. Although there were 2 as soon as Harry jumped onto the ledge, even though there were none there. I don't know why. Yay for glitches. So yeah. I'm gonna have no voice tomorrow because of the amount I'm talking today. That's it for the 3rd floor. Down on the 2nd floor. You can open these. There are 7 beans in these multiple use treasure chests here. You can have fun with that. And in here, you can open that giant piece of wall up and get some more beans inside it. And down this hallway, you can turn left or right now. One of them is McGonagall's classroom, one of them is Flitwick's classroom. In Flitwick's classroom, there's nothing really but one bean, one treasure chest, and one wizard card, so... yeah, in McGonagall's classroom, I think there was a multi-use treasure chest, a cauldron for Wiggenweld potion, and a few random beans scattered around. No, 2 multiple-use treasure chests. You know what, I'm gonna just stop talking and let the video play for a while.
I'm in the Transfiguration classroom.
Ignore that. So yeah, I did mention this earlier, but it is possible to lose house points by going into McGonagall's classroom while she's teaching a class. I have not recorded anything like that, and I'm not sure if I'm going to, because I don't know if I want to just like play through the entire game, or at least part of it, just to show that. And it's really not that exciting anyway. There's just a little bit of a cutscene that's sort of funny. Mr. Potter, why are you interrupting my class? Sorry, Professor, I think I'm lost. Yeah, anyway, there's the door behind where Harry's running right now that's barred over, and it's always barred over, and if you run behind it into Buggenwood, there's nothing there, so that's another beta element. I don't know what they're going to put there. I think they're going to put a library there, because there's a library in the, oh hey, that's 50 wizard cards, so, or 50 bronze wizard cards, so I got another, HP bar. Yeah, there is a library in the console versions of this game, and not in this game, and there is music for a library included in the program files. I think I know that, Moaning Myrtle. All of these toilets here, you can cast a Pindo out and get stuff out of. Elite Human, I think, did a video on everything you can get out of those toilets, but I don't feel like wasting time doing that and being a pervert and whatever. And yeah, so that's the second floor. And I did not mess up a jump there. Anyway, while I'm down here, up, 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 up. Wow! Alright, that was funny. Harry picked up his last silver wizard card in the middle of midair, 400 feet above the ground. Yeah. Alright, that was funny. Alright, so there's another secret area. This looks like it should have had a mirror in front of it, but it doesn't for some reason. I don't know why. It's just a big gaping hole in the wall, so... you can jump up and you can get a few more beans here. It's nothing really exciting, no wizard cards or anything, because as you can see, I've already got 50 bronze and 40 silver, and the remaining 11 are, in fact, right here, on the first floor, in that thing that Nearly Headless Nick was showing off, but I think that's gonna have to wait for the next part of this playthrough. So, rate, comment, subscribe. Watch the next part, which will be uploaded tomorrow, and I will be commentating right after I go eat lunch, probably. Yeah, random NPCs down on the bottom of the grand staircase. See you later. Random things here. Yay. Alright, end the video already. I did the sign off way too early. Anyway, see you later.